Ladies and gentlemen, friends, today we gather to dive deep into a profound truth that can change the way we interact with those who may have wronged us, disappointed us, or misunderstood us. The title of this speech, Stop It. He don't deserve your silence. He deserves your truth might sound like a direct challenge, and indeed it is. We often think that silence is the best way to protect ourselves when we've been hurt or wronged. We believe that withholding our words can send a message, that silence will somehow show the other person that they do not deserve our attention or our thoughts. But in reality, silence is not a tool of empowerment, it's a form of self-suppression. It's like building walls around your emotions, trapping yourself in a state of unresolved pain. The truth is, silence only serves to keep you in a position of weakness, letting your power slip away while you remain passive in the face of hurt. When we choose silence as a defense mechanism, we mistakenly think we are controlling the situation or demonstrating our worth. But in fact, we are allowing the situation to control us. Silence may seem like an escape, a way to avoid confrontation or discomfort. But what it truly does is leave us powerless. The unspoken words, the truth left unsaid, weigh heavy on our hearts. The longer we stay silent, the harder it becomes to speak out, and the deeper the emotional distance grows between us and the world around us. This is why we must embrace the idea that we have the power to shape our own reality. When we decide to speak our truth, we reclaim our strength and authority. Our words are not just a response to others, they are a reflection of our beliefs, our boundaries, and our self-worth. By speaking up, we send a powerful message not just to others but to ourselves. We remind ourselves that we deserve to be seen, heard, and understood. Our voice is a tool for transformation both internally and externally. Keeping quiet in the face of conflict only serves to strengthen the very thing that hurt us in the first place. Instead of healing, we allow the resentment to fester. Every unspoken word, every moment of silence builds a wall between us and the resolution we seek. Over time, these unresolved emotions eat away at us, leaving us feeling drained, disconnected, and powerless. We must stop letting silence control us. When we speak up, we stop the cycle of emotional buildup and take the first step towards healing. Our truth has the power to change everything. When we speak from a place of authenticity and self-respect, we open the door to transformation. Our words are not about attacking or blaming, they are about asserting our feelings, clarifying our intentions, and creating space for growth. When we share our truth, we take responsibility for our emotions and invite others to understand our perspective. Speaking up is not an act of aggression, but an act of self-empowerment. It allows us to move forward with clarity and purpose, no longer held back by unresolved emotions or hidden grievances. By choosing to speak our truth, we also free ourselves from the burden of carrying unspoken pain. The longer we hold on to hurt, the heavier it becomes. Our silence only prolongs our suffering, keeping us stuck in a cycle of emotional turmoil. But when we choose to speak, we release the weight that has been holding us down. We take control of our emotions, allowing ourselves to move forward with strength and resilience. When we embrace our truth, we also set the stage for growth and understanding. Speaking up is not about forcing others to agree with us or to validate our feelings. It's about giving ourselves the freedom to express who we are, what we need, and what we deserve. By voicing our truth, we invite others to meet us where we are and to see us for who we truly are. And while they may not always respond the way we expect or hope, we have already taken the most important step. We've honored ourselves and our emotions. There's a powerful shift that happens when we stop hiding behind silence. We stop allowing circumstances to dictate how we feel and start using our words to create the reality we want. Our truth is the foundation upon which we build our future. The more we speak our truth, the more we align with our true selves. This alignment brings about a sense of peace and fulfillment that silence can never provide. The key to true empowerment lies in our ability to express ourselves freely and without fear. By speaking our truth, we take ownership of our lives. We stop waiting for others to change or to apologize. Instead, we step into our own power, knowing that we are worthy of respect, understanding, and love. Speaking our truth is not about changing anyone else, it's about transforming ourselves. When we do this, we become the best version of ourselves, strong, confident, and unapologetically authentic. The more we practice speaking our truth, the more we build a life that reflects our highest values and desires. Every word we speak with honesty and authenticity is a step toward becoming the person we are meant to be. When we stop letting silence control us, we step into a life of greater clarity, confidence, and emotional freedom. Speaking up is not just an act of courage, it's an act of self-love, self-respect, and personal growth. It's time to stop hiding, stop suppressing, and start speaking your truth with the power and confidence you deserve. When we hold back our words, thinking that silence will somehow protect us or make us feel better, we are making a mistake. It's easy to think that staying quiet will shield us from pain or stop others from gaining the upper hand. But the truth is, silence is a prison we build for ourselves. It does not guard us from the hurt we feel. Instead, it keeps us stuck in the same emotional space, preventing us from moving forward and healing. Every unspoken word only deepens the emotional wound, leaving us more frustrated and powerless. Silence might seem like a way to take control of a situation, a way to punish someone who has wronged us. However, silence is not an act of strength. It's an act of avoidance, an attempt to sidestep difficult emotions that ultimately hold us back. When we choose not to speak up, we give away our power, and the situation continues to define us. We are left carrying the burden of unsaid words, unresolved feelings, and unexpressed emotions, which accumulate and weigh down on our hearts. Eventually, the weight of this silence becomes too much to bear, and we find ourselves trapped in a cycle of emotional buildup. The reality is that the more we choose to stay silent, the more we allow the very situation or person who caused us harm to control our emotions. We become passive observers of our own lives rather than active participants in creating the lives we desire. We think that by remaining silent, we are protecting ourselves, but in truth, we are simply letting ourselves be defined by the hurt and the unresolved pain. It's time to break free from this cycle. Speaking up isn't about causing conflict or attacking the other person, it's about reclaiming our strength and authenticity. When we speak our truth, we are no longer passive victims of our circumstances. We take control of the narrative, asserting our feelings and emotions without fear of judgment. Speaking up is an act of courage, not because we are challenging anyone else, but because we are showing ourselves the respect we deserve. Our truth, when spoken with clarity and compassion, empowers us to step into our highest self. Every time we hold back from expressing our truth, we deny ourselves the opportunity to heal. By allowing resentment and hurt to fester, we keep ourselves locked in a state of emotional turmoil. These unspoken words are like toxins that slowly poison our peace of mind, leaving us feeling stuck and overwhelmed. The longer we stay silent, the harder it becomes to break free from these negative emotions. But when we choose to speak, we break that cycle. We release the emotions that have been holding us back and make space for growth, understanding, and healing. It's important to remember that when we speak our truth, we are not necessarily trying to change anyone else. The goal isn't to force someone to understand our feelings or to make them feel guilty. Speaking up is about honoring ourselves and our emotions, regardless of how others may respond. When we speak from a place of honesty, we acknowledge our feelings without shame or fear. We allow ourselves to be vulnerable and authentic, which is where true strength lies. This act of self-expression brings with it a profound sense of relief. There's something deeply freeing about voicing what's been held inside for so long. It's as if a heavy weight is lifted from our shoulders, and we can finally breathe again. Our truth is like a breath of fresh air, clearing away the emotional clutter and creating room for peace and clarity. The longer we stay silent, the more we bottle up our emotions, which only leads to frustration and confusion. But when we speak, we free ourselves from the grip of unexpressed feelings and step into a state of emotional clarity. By embracing our truth, we also create the opportunity for real connection. When we speak authentically, we invite others to meet us where we are, to understand our perspective, and to engage with us on a deeper level. This doesn't mean they will always agree with us, but it does open the door for honest, open communication. The more we express ourselves with honesty, the more we align with our true desires and intentions. This alignment allows us to cultivate relationships built on trust, respect, and understanding. Choosing to speak our truth also means taking responsibility for our emotions. We stop blaming others or waiting for someone to change. We recognize that we have the power to shape our experiences through the way we respond to the world around us. Speaking up is not about trying to control others, it's about gaining control over our own lives. By voicing our truth, we assert our boundaries, our needs, and our desires, creating a life that reflects who we truly are. The more we practice speaking our truth, the stronger we become. Each time we express ourselves with authenticity, we build confidence in our ability to communicate effectively and compassionately. Our words become a reflection of our inner strength, and with every truth we speak, we grow closer to becoming the person we are meant to be. The silence that once held us back is replaced with a newfound sense of freedom, empowerment, and clarity. When we stop hiding behind silence, we open the door to a life filled with purpose, passion, and authenticity. Our truth becomes our foundation, the solid ground upon which we build our future. Speaking up is not just an act of courage, it's an act of self-respect, self-love, and personal growth. It's time to break free from the chains of silence and step into a life where our words are aligned with our highest truth. Only then can we truly experience the freedom and peace that come from living authentically. There comes a time in every life when we must decide whether to continue to silence our truths or to stand up and speak them. Too often we allow ourselves to remain quiet, thinking that by holding our words inside we are protecting ourselves. The truth is, staying silent doesn't shield us, it diminishes us. Each unspoken word, each withheld feeling, adds weight to our soul, weighing us down with the burden of unexpressed emotions. Over time, that silence can begin to feel suffocating, leaving us trapped in our own thoughts, unable to move forward. When we choose silence over speaking our truth, we're essentially holding ourselves back from living our fullest, most authentic life. We might think that by staying quiet we avoid conflict or discomfort, but what we're really avoiding is growth and emotional healing. Suppressing our feelings might provide short-term relief, but in the long run it only creates more internal tension. Each time we hold our emotions in, we are giving power to the negative feelings we are trying to avoid. Those feelings don't disappear just because we keep them inside. They accumulate, building up over time until they manifest in ways that are hard to control. Our internal world becomes a chaotic storm of unresolved emotions, and that storm has a way of spilling over into every area of our lives. The more we remain silent, the more we allow those unresolved emotions to dictate how we feel, how we react, and how we live. The problem with silence is that it prevents us from processing our emotions. It doesn't give us the space to understand what's really going on inside of us. We need to express ourselves to understand ourselves. When we keep our feelings to ourselves, we risk losing touch with what we truly need. We risk losing sight of our own worth because we are not asserting our right to be heard. Our voice is an essential part of who we are. It is the key to unlocking our emotions and understanding our truth. Without it, we remain stuck in a state of emotional confusion, constantly battling with the emotions we've hidden away. Speaking up is not about causing conflict, it's about honoring ourselves. When we speak our truth, we give ourselves permission to express what we feel, what we need, and what we stand for. We stop allowing our silence to control us. Instead, we step into our own power and assert our worth. The moment we choose to speak is the moment we reclaim ownership of our emotions, our needs, and our life. We stop letting the world shape us into someone we are not, and instead we begin to show the world who we truly are. There is strength in being honest and open about how we feel, and that strength empowers us to live a life of authenticity and emotional freedom. We often fear that speaking our truth will lead to rejection or confrontation. We may worry about how others will perceive us or whether our words will hurt someone else. But the truth is, the only person we're truly hurting by keeping our truth inside is ourselves. Every time we choose to remain silent, we are denying ourselves the opportunity to heal, to grow, and to feel understood. We may think that holding back will protect us, but in reality, it only holds us back. The discomfort of speaking our truth may be temporary, but the relief it brings is lasting. When we choose to express ourselves authentically, we free ourselves from the grip of silence, and that freedom is priceless. Speaking our truth is not just about sharing our feelings, it's about honoring our needs, our boundaries, and our desires. It's about standing up for ourselves in a world that often tries to silence us. We all deserve to be heard, and when we speak, we are asserting our right to be seen and understood. We are claiming our space in the world, refusing to shrink ourselves for the comfort of others. When we speak up, we create a ripple effect of honesty and authenticity, and that ripple can inspire others to do the same. The more we speak our truth, the more we contribute to a world where openness and vulnerability are valued, where people are encouraged to express themselves freely and without fear of judgment. When we withhold our truth, we are not just keeping ourselves quiet, we are suppressing our emotional well-being. Our feelings don't just disappear because we choose not to voice them, they remain inside of us, waiting for a chance to be heard. This is why it's so important to make the choice to speak. The act of expressing our emotions, whether through words, writing, or other forms of self-expression, allows us to process and release those emotions. We stop letting them control us, and instead we take charge of our emotional health. Every time we speak our truth, we take another step toward healing. We open the door to emotional freedom and release the weight of the unspoken. There's something incredibly liberating about speaking your truth. It's like taking a deep breath after holding it in for far too long. When we speak, we stop pretending to be something we're not. We stop hiding behind walls of silence and begin to live with intention and authenticity. Our voice becomes the vehicle for our personal power, allowing us to live life on our own terms. We no longer allow fear, shame, or guilt to hold us back. Instead, we embrace our right to speak, knowing that our words are valid and worthy of being heard. Living in truth requires vulnerability, but that vulnerability is a sign of strength, not weakness. It's an invitation for growth and connection. When we speak our truth, we invite others to meet us where we are, to see us for who we truly are. We invite understanding, compassion, and empathy into our relationships. Speaking up is not about demanding attention or approval, it's about showing up for ourselves and taking ownership of our emotions. It's about giving ourselves permission to be real, to be seen, and to be heard. There's something profoundly liberating about expressing what's in our hearts and minds. For so long, many of us have been conditioned to suppress our emotions, to bottle up our feelings, and to hide the truth of who we are. We think that if we keep things inside, we are protecting ourselves or maintaining peace. But in reality, this silence does nothing but create turmoil within us. It stifles our growth and prevents us from fully experiencing life in its raw, authentic form. True transformation happens when we allow ourselves to express what we are feeling, thinking, and desiring. It is through expression that we connect with our deepest selves and unlock the power to change our lives. When we hold back our emotions, we limit our ability to process and understand them. Our emotions are not something to be feared or avoided, they are the keys to self-awareness, growth, and healing. By expressing how we feel, we allow ourselves to understand why we feel the way we do, and we gain clarity about what we need to move forward. Every time we choose to speak our truth or express our emotions, we are taking a step toward understanding ourselves more deeply. It's through this expression that we make sense of our experiences. that we connect with the deeper layers of our inner world, and that we begin to heal from the past. Without expression, we remain stuck, trapped in an emotional cycle that keeps us from moving forward. We might tell ourselves that our feelings are too complicated or too painful to share, that no one will understand us, or that it's better to just keep quiet. But this silence only deepens our sense of isolation. It's the belief that we must carry the weight of our emotions alone, and this can be incredibly harmful. The truth is, our emotions need to be expressed, they need to be acknowledged, understood, and released. When we keep them locked inside, they begin to take on a life of their own, manifesting in ways that are destructive, whether it's through stress, anxiety, depression, or even physical symptoms. Bottling up our feelings does not make them disappear. Instead, it magnifies their power over us. Expression is the antidote to this internal turmoil. It's a way of letting go, of releasing the grip that emotions can have on us. When we express ourselves, we give ourselves permission to feel, to be vulnerable, and to let go of the shame or guilt that often comes with emotional openness. It's through this release that we find our strength. The act of speaking, writing, or simply expressing our feelings through creative outlets allows us to channel our emotions in a healthy way. We stop letting our emotions control us and instead gain control over them. Through expression, we transform pain into wisdom, frustration into clarity, and confusion into understanding. This transformation is not just emotional, it is deeply spiritual as well. Every time we express ourselves authentically, we are aligning with our true selves. We are honoring who we are and giving ourselves the freedom to exist in our full power. When we suppress our truth, we are disconnecting from our authenticity. But when we allow ourselves to speak up, to write, to cry, or to create in any form that feels right to us, we are tapping into a deeper well of energy and power. Expression is the bridge that connects us to our most authentic self. It is through this act that we find our purpose, our direction, and the strength to continue evolving. The more we express ourselves, the more we evolve. Each time we break through the silence, we gain a deeper understanding of who we are and what we need. Our voice becomes stronger, our boundaries become clearer, and our desires become more defined. Through expression, we become better equipped to navigate life's challenges and to pursue our dreams with greater clarity and focus. Expression opens the door to personal growth, allowing us to shed old patterns, release limiting beliefs, and step into the person we are meant to be. One of the most powerful aspects of expression is its ability to foster connection. When we express ourselves authentically, we invite others to do the same. Our vulnerability becomes an invitation for others to share their own truths, and this creates a deep sense of mutual understanding and compassion. In a world where so many people feel disconnected, expressing our truth can create bonds that are unshakable. It reminds us that we are not alone, that our struggles are shared by others, and that through expression we find solidarity and support. This transformation that happens through expression also helps us release the grip of fear. We fear judgment, rejection, or being misunderstood, and so we hold our truths inside. But the more we express ourselves, the less power fear has over us. We learn that our truth is valid, regardless of how others respond. We learn that our voice matters and that the act of speaking or creating is an act of self-love and self-respect. As we practice expressing ourselves, we become more confident in our ability to stand in our own power. We stop shrinking for the comfort of others, and we start showing up fully, unapologetically, and authentically. When we keep our truth to ourselves, thinking that withholding it will somehow protect us or make others understand us better, we are doing ourselves a disservice. The truth is, our silence doesn't protect us, it traps us. It keeps us in a place of frustration, confusion, and emotional stagnation. Every time we suppress what we truly feel, we are giving away our power and allowing our emotions to control us. The truth we keep hidden does not fade with time, it grows heavier, more suffocating. But the moment we choose to speak it, something shifts. Our truth, when spoken with courage, becomes the key to our freedom. We often believe that if we don't speak our minds, we will avoid conflict or discomfort. But silence doesn't heal. It doesn't make things better or easier. Instead, it builds walls inside us. These walls, made of unspoken words and untold truths, become the barrier between where we are and where we want to be emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. The longer we hold on to that silence, the more we feed the pain, resentment, and self-doubt that come with it. Over time, these emotions grow into something much harder to deal with because we have allowed them to remain unexpressed, unaddressed. By speaking our truth, we create a powerful shift within ourselves. We take control of the narrative of our lives. When we express how we feel, what we need, or what we stand for, we step into our power. Our truth isn't just about confronting someone else, it's about claiming our right to be heard, seen, and understood. It's about refusing to let fear or shame dictate how we express ourselves. When we speak up, we stop allowing our silence to be the silent force that controls us. Instead, we harness the full potential of our voice and our words. The power of speaking your truth lies not in the response we get from others, but in the way it transforms us. When we express ourselves openly, we are acknowledging our own feelings and giving ourselves permission to exist authentically. This act of self-assertion is empowering. It releases the weight of unspoken emotions and creates space for healing. Speaking our truth isn't about being aggressive or defensive, it's about choosing to be real. It's about honoring who we are and not allowing anyone or anything to keep us silent out of fear or discomfort. We may hesitate to speak our truth because we fear rejection, judgment, or misunderstanding. But in reality, not speaking our truth only prolongs our suffering. The discomfort of expressing ourselves pales in comparison to the pain of internalizing our emotions. Holding back only magnifies the issue, causing unnecessary emotional turmoil. Each time we choose silence over speaking our truth, we add another layer to the weight we already carry. But the moment we choose to speak out, the weight begins to lift. We start to feel lighter, freer, and more in control of our lives. The truth is, when we hold on to unspoken truths, we deny ourselves the opportunity to heal. Our unresolved feelings stay with us, creating a constant undercurrent of tension and emotional unrest. But when we speak, we take the first step toward releasing those feelings. We stop letting them control us. Our truth gives us clarity. It allows us to understand ourselves better, and in doing so, we gain the ability to make empowered decisions that serve our highest good. Speaking our truth is also a profound act of self-respect. We are saying to ourselves and to others, I am worthy of being heard. By sharing what's on our minds and in our hearts, we affirm that our feelings matter. Our voice matters. This is not just about others acknowledging us, but about us acknowledging ourselves. By speaking our truth, we stand in our power. We no longer need to seek validation or approval from others because we have already given it to ourselves. When we embrace our truth, we are also giving others the opportunity to meet us where we are. While they may not always agree or understand, we have created the space for genuine, open communication. Our truth becomes the foundation for deeper connections. It allows for more authentic relationships where both parties are free to express themselves honestly without fear of judgment or rejection. Even if the response we get isn't what we expected, speaking our truth fosters understanding and respect. We must remember that our truth is not something that others can take away from us. It is an expression of our essence, our unique perspective on the world. The more we speak our truth, the more we align with our true selves. The more we express ourselves authentically, the more we attract the people, opportunities, and experiences that are in harmony with who we really are. Our truth acts as a magnet, drawing the right energy into our lives. The power of our truth grows as we continue to practice speaking it. Each time we express ourselves honestly, we reinforce our own self-worth. We affirm that we have the right to take up space in this world. The more we speak our truth, the more we build confidence in our ability to communicate effectively, respectfully, and powerfully. Our voice becomes stronger, clearer, and more impactful with each authentic expression. Living in truth is not always easy, but it is always worth it. The discomfort of vulnerability is temporary, but the freedom that comes from speaking our truth lasts a lifetime. When we stop hiding behind silence, we step into a life of empowerment, clarity, and fulfillment. Our truth is our strength. It is the force that propels us forward, helps us heal, and allows us to live fully and authentically. There is nothing more powerful than owning our truth and sharing it with the world. When we do, we unlock the potential to create a life that reflects our deepest desires and values. When we choose silence, we often believe we are protecting ourselves or maintaining control over a situation. It can feel like the easiest option, especially when emotions run high or when we fear confrontation. However, this silence, though seemingly protective, can be a silent killer of our well-being. It allows resentment, anger, and unresolved emotions to build up over time, creating a pressure that grows heavier with every passing day. The problem is that the longer we hold back, the more those emotions fester inside of us, slowly eating away at our peace of mind and our ability to heal. What starts as a small, uncomfortable feeling can quickly escalate into something much more toxic. The act of staying silent in the face of hurt doesn't make the pain go away, it buries it deeper within us, where it can grow unnoticed until it's too late. It's like trying to shove a problem into a dark corner, hoping it will disappear. But the longer we ignore it, the more it festers. We may think we're protecting ourselves from further hurt or avoiding unnecessary conflict, but in reality we are only setting ourselves up for more emotional turmoil down the road. Resentment, when left unchecked, can manifest in many ways through anxiety, frustration, or even physical symptoms of stress. It begins to take over our thoughts and feelings, shaping our view of the world in a way that prevents us from truly moving forward. There is a profound difference between holding back and taking time to process our emotions. When we hold back our feelings out of fear of conflict, we stop ourselves from truly addressing the root of the issue. Silence in this context doesn't provide us with clarity or understanding. Instead, it leaves us feeling stuck. We become trapped in our own thoughts, unable to release the tension that has built up within. This internalized anger and frustration become a barrier to our personal growth, clouding our judgment and preventing us from seeing the situation for what it really is. The longer we stay silent, the more resentment we allow to grow inside us, and the harder it becomes to break free from its grip. We must recognize that silence is not a neutral choice. It is not a way to avoid the problem or to protect ourselves instead. It is a decision that can slowly chip away at our emotional health. Each moment of silence when we need to speak our truth is a moment we allow resentment to take root. Over time, that resentment can seep into every aspect of our lives, influencing our decisions, relationships, and even how we view ourselves. What begins as a small grudge can grow into something much larger, affecting our mental and emotional stability in profound ways. This is why it's crucial to find the courage to speak up, even when it feels difficult. Speaking up is not just about confronting the other person, it's about confronting ourselves and acknowledging that we deserve to be heard. Our voice is a tool for releasing the negative emotions that have built up inside of us. It allows us to express what we've been holding back, to release the anger, hurt, and frustration that would otherwise continue to grow. By speaking our truth, we interrupt the cycle of resentment and take back control of our emotional health. The act of speaking up is a powerful form of self-care. It's a declaration that we value ourselves enough to set boundaries, to express our feelings, and to be authentic in our interactions. When we speak our truth, we not only give ourselves the freedom to heal, but we also give others the opportunity to understand our perspective. It opens the door for resolution, for reconciliation, and for growth. Without that communication, we are left in a space of emotional limbo, where resentment continues to thrive unchecked and unchallenged. But the healing doesn't stop with just speaking up. When we express our emotions, we also allow ourselves to process them fully. Speaking our truth is a release, a way of shedding the emotional weight that has been building up. It's a way to acknowledge that we are not defined by the resentment we carry. The more we allow ourselves to express how we truly feel, the lighter we become. The burden of silence is replaced with the freedom of honesty and authenticity. We begin to see the situation more clearly, with a sense of emotional clarity that was previously clouded by unspoken thoughts and feelings. In fact, speaking up can transform the way we see the world around us. It changes our internal narrative from one of fear and frustration to one of empowerment and self-assertion. Instead of allowing our resentment to control us, we take charge of our emotions and assert our needs and boundaries. This not only helps us heal from the situation at hand, but also strengthens our ability to navigate future challenges with confidence. The more we practice speaking our truth, the more resilient we become in the face of adversity.